Hi everyone!
Hey.
Welcome back to Tea Time. I'm Colby.
And I'm Lexi.
And we're so happy to have you back here with us. And if it's your first time, hey.
And if it's not, hey.
Hey again! So we're going to do what we always do, which is our cute little girl weekend recap. Let me hear it. What'd you do?
My weekend, these weekends have been getting very repetitive. So I am very excited to go home for Thanksgiving. But this week was kind of long for me, so I feel like it all kind of bunches into one, so it's hard for me to like kind of distinguish what happened on each day.
Yeah,
but
real.
I had a fun day on Friday. I went out, good time, can't really complain. I was dancing a lot, you know, I love to dance. But Saturday was another noon game, didn't go. Because if it's a noon game...
It was cold and rainy.
It was freezing.
I'm not about to go when it's cold.
No, and like, I sold my ticket for so much more than I should have. It was like, people were selling for like 50, I sold mine for 80. So I was like...
For where?
It was lower deck.
Oh my god!
So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to the game.
Make that bank.
So I ended up like getting ready really late. Like it was a late start to the day. And then I went to the frats, which was like, it was okay. Like hopped around. I went to both.
Okay.
So I'm like, what did I even do? I'm like trying to remember. Anyway.
It's a blur. Like you were saying, like they all run together.
It's like and Saturdays are so long that like I just don't even know what I do.
That's so real. I took a long nap. Like a really long nap.
Oh, you're talking about nap. I probably took a baby sleep. Like I go to bed. Like I come home and it's like 6:30. I'm shoving Poke Star down my throat. Like, and I was like, I knew I ate dumplings. Like I got 2 orders of dumplings, a whole bowl. The dumplings, like 4 came in an order. So I ate like 8 dumplings, this whole entire bowl. I didn't eat all day.
God.
And I'm literally like, blah, blah, blah. And then I go to sleep. And my roommate's trying to wake me up. She's like, Lexi. She tries it. I went to bed at 7:30. Tries to wake me up at 10. Tries 10:30. Tries 11. At 11:30, I like wake up from the dead, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready. So I get ready, and then I was so bored. Like I was not having it. I was yawning. Like I was not doing well. So I like went home, got in my PJs, and my roommate ends up coming home too, and she's like, do you want to go back out? And I'm like, sure. So I go out in my pajamas. Mind you, these aren't like normal pajamas. It's like sweatpants and a sweatshirt.
Yeah. Girl pajamas.
Yeah. Not being like, you know, a pajama set.
Like, I'm like satins.
And so we end up meeting up with one of our friends, like a few of our friends, and we're like, we want to go on an adventure. So we go to Sully's at like 2:30, and I'm shoving this bacon, egg, and cheese down my throat because, you know, anytime I get food, it's like I've never eaten before.
Yeah, ravenous. With the tacos last week too, ravenous.
Ooh, like someone like punched me in the face. Anyway, honestly, if someone did that, I'd be mad. But anyway, so I get a phone call, and I'm like, who is calling me? It's my crush. And I'm like, oh, we've never talked on the phone before. I'm like, ah. So I answer the phone, and I'm like, I gotta put on my nice voice. So I'm like, hello. And he's like,
customer service.
He's like, so what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, nothing. I'm just chilling. Like, I'm about to go home soon. And he's like, well, do you want to come over? And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And I'm with my friends, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to finesse this. So I get another phone call from him after, and it's his roommate, and he's like, Lexi. And I'm like, what? And he's like, can you bring over, like, some friends? And I'm like, this is perfect.
What an opportunity.
I'm like, the adventure awaits. So we go to their house. It is so bad. Like, it was not good. It was not.
This man has no redeeming
like,
quality.
oh God. Every time I feel like another story of just awful. He literally so we're outside hanging out, and this house is nice. So we're outside on these little like sofa things. And he comes, sits down, hangs out with us, leaves. I'm like, oh, okay. His roommate comes in and is like, Lexi, like, what's up with insert name? And was like, what's going on? Like, he just told me he was going to sleep. And I looked to my friends, and I'm like, okay, we're leaving. Like, they already called the Uber. Like, I was like, okay, I'm getting out of here.
What's wrong with him?
I leave. 20 minutes later, I get a phone call from him. And he's like, what are you doing? Why did you leave? Like, where did you go? And I'm like, your roommate literally just told me you were going to bed.
Yeah.
He's like, I never said that. I'm like, I always knew he was sneaky. Like, I was like,
Yeah, then where were you? Like, where were you?
Like, you just, so his room's in, like, the basement. He just goes and disappears into the abyss. And he's like, I thought that you would know, like, to come, what, huh?
How am I supposed to assume? If you're not saying it with your full chest, I'm delusional.
Maybe text me, give me a call, like, while I'm there.
Yeah.
You really don't want to walk upstairs. And so, we're on the phone for 40 minutes. Yeah. And he's like, oh my God, I need to make it up to you, like, tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow? This was on a Saturday. He's asking on Sunday what I'm doing. I'm going to be scared on Sunday. I'm going to stay in my bed and not do anything. And he's like, can you, like, I want to make it up to you. Like, we should watch a movie. I'll bring over food, like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, this sounds really nice for someone that doesn't talk to me during the day.
Kind of out of nowhere,
So
too.
I'm
Like, it's very out of nowhere.
I'm like, okay, interesting. So I wait for the next day, and I like, texted him when we hung up, and I'm like, all right, just text me tomorrow. He likes the text. Crickets. Yeah, you hear that silence? That's what I heard.
It's radio silence.
So I was literally just like, you know what? I don't feel like reaching out to him. He graduates in December. This is only just a 3-week type thing. Like, he's done. He's done. So, no, I'm kidding.
What are his life goals? I've just got one question.
To never speak to a woman.
Like, zero riz.
Like, no, it's bad. I'm like, you're lucky your looks, like, carry you, but, like, everything else is just, like, if I didn't see, I would be like, oh, running away.
Yeah. Honestly, there are no redeeming qualities to him. Other than you guys have the same favorite movie. What is there to him? What is there to him?
And was that actually his favorite movie? Like, it might
did he lie?
have been. Was he like, I just know this? Like,
yeah, social skills. No social skills. Nasty. Okay, so the house. Tell me about what their house looked like. I'm scared.
No. This house, this granite countertop. I literally was telling my friends, I'm like, guys, when you go in there, you need to look at this granite countertop. It's huge. It's beautiful. Like, the type of kitchen that, like, I would want. It's, like, the
so it's
marble.
a nice house?
Like, it's pretty, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be, like, trash.
It's nice because, like, his roommate's family, like, parents kind of bought it for him to, like, live in. There's a long, like, story to it. And my friend ended up telling me the story, which she wasn't even there. Like, she met his roommate in, like, a whole nother setting.
Okay.
And, like, in the middle of, like, a loud, like literally there's music blasting and this kid's like, yeah, so my parents, like, bought this house, and it's, like, going into, like, trauma. And, like, she's like, I can't really hear you.
Yeah. It's like the thing where they're, like, talking to you and you're like, yeah. Yeah, and you don't know what they're saying at all.
You're just like,
you get closer to their face and you're like, oh, yeah.
Like, their mouth is literally touching my earlobe, and I'm like, oh, okay. But, yeah, so I'll update y'all. I've never once in my life said y'all. That was so weird. Sorry. I'm a Southern Belle now.
Little Southern girl.
But I'll let you guys know if the same thing occurs, because it probably will.
I hope so many things. I hope either you find someone better or he overnight magically develops social skills, can talk to women.
A personality
wouldn't hurt. Maybe, I mean, keep the looks, but everything else needs to match that.
It's like it's giving, like, dud. Like, you know those people that are just like they look nice, but the inside,
there's nothing. There's not a thought.
It's, like, hard for me. It's hard. It's really.
I'm so sorry.
It's really hard.
Guys, you don't really understand what we're going through as women, because this is it. This is all you're presenting to the table right now.
This is what I do.
This is it.
Okay. So now that we're done talking about that, let's hear about your weekend.
I just want to say that I'm loving this, like, this series.
The build-up.
The build-up.
That is not building.
The weekend recap, but it's him every weekend.
It's like when you're building, like, a Jenga thing, but it keeps falling down, and it's like we start from scratch every single time.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
if you're watching this, sir, get some hobbies.
Which you never will. No, you're not that. But you'll never watch this.
Get a life. Anyways, we can recap for me.
Yes.
I went to my friend Addie's 21st birthday party.
Happy birthday.
It was really fun. It was at the pier. So I had my roommate take me, and they had this little stuffed bear, and it was swaddled up in like a little blanket. And so I, being the silly goose that I am, pretended it was a baby the whole night.
She has baby fever from her ex, everyone.
I literally do.
From the ex.
I do not want a child. I literally do not. Let me preface this by saying, because I don't want this to be a manifestation space, I do not want a child anytime soon.
She is not with child, everyone.
I am not with child. Even though I went to the store, I put on my story. That was so funny. I went to the store and I was picking out baby clothes for my boss's daughter's newborn child, so her grandchild.
Okay, yeah.
And I picked out something, and I saw this little Snoopy outfit because I have a Snoopy tattoo, and I was like, and suddenly I'm with child. And Lexi slid up and said, "Your ex would love that."
I'm like, you should buy it and send it. Be like, with love and
with
hate.
love and rot, respectfully.
And rot.
But
yes, keep going.
So I don't want a baby. Let me say that one more time in this space. So I was pretending it was a baby the whole night, and I'd be like walking with it in the party, and I'd like ask people. I'm like holding it on my hip. I'd ask people to hold it so I could use the bathroom. I'd be like,
do not.
Hey, can you like hold the head, like cradle the head, And so that was my little quirky girl moment of the night. But then I had a little too much fun, let's say. And I wasn't sick or anything, but it was to the point I was like talking to someone and I said, I need to leave.
Oh no.
I can't see. Like, for me, like no, I can tell because I can't see. So I'm like
suddenly blind.
So I asked my friend, I'm like, hey, because she was sober, I was like, can you take me home? And so I'm sitting in the car and it feels like a roller coaster. I'm like,
you're like holding on for dear life.
I'm like, man, this 45 feel like a 90 right now. So I made it home and I went to bed. Such great sleep. Mm-hmm. But it messed up my Saturday sleep so much because I got back kind of late. Mm-hmm. And so it was like, by the time I woke up, I like got ready. I went to Publix and my roommate and we took a picture. We were just so, the like hangover
it was just down bad.
It's just really bad.
It was the Saturday scare.
The eye bang. She had like a hoodie on and was like,
that was literally me in Publix on Saturday.
I was in like a straight jacket. I was like, it was like
moping around.
I was like, I need tater tots. It was so good. Like I woke up the next morning and I was like, breakfast food. I need breakfast food. Like that's the only thing I need right now. And so then we watched the game on my couch because I'm not about to go outside at all. And then I fell asleep. I know, there's a presence in the studio.
The pipes are piping.
I don't know what.
Are those pipes?
It kind of scared me. Anyways, you'll never know. But there's some.
Imagine like the ceiling starts just you're like,
whoa! We'll be right back. But yeah, so took a little nap. Slept through like third quarter of the game completely. Woke back up. My roommates were like, hey, we're going out. I said, rally. That like wake up feeling when you're like, and they're like, get dressed.
You're like in a daze.
They're like, we're leaving in 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm not awake. Like I'm eating like cold tater tots from when I fell asleep. The feeling when you eat something and then fall asleep is the most peaceful, like deep feeling you'll ever feel.
I feel like a baby.
I know.
Like I feel like a well-fed baby.
Well-fed, warm baby. Like I think I cooked like 30 tater tots.
And then making me want the tater tots right now.
Oh my God, they were so good. I can't even describe. But yes, did that. We rallied, went to a few frats. I walked into one of them and it was dark and I like couldn't see anybody. And I was like, I don't want to be here.
They don't have lights.
I said, I can't see. Like I walked around and I saw this man peeing in the corner and he looked back and I was like, I said, I'm gonna go home. And so I sat on my friend's porch for a little bit because she lives next door to one of the frats. And it was kind of like the halfway point. I was like, let me just sit here and think about my thoughts and regroup because everywhere I walked, it like on the short walk home, everywhere I walked, someone was peeing. I said, I don't need to see that right now. I do not.
What is that called? Is there a word for that? Like not public intoxication.
Public indecency.
Yeah.
And that's something you can get arrested for if they catch you on camera, because you can be charged as a sex offender. So, on our tip of the day show, don't pee in public. It's literally a crime. If somebody catches you, you'll be on the sex offender list. Anyways.
Noted.
Yeah, that's good to know because people like on North Clemson Avenue, people will just like go pee in the woods. And it's just everybody's in the woods together at that point, and all of it's pee. And so it was a little uncomfortable. Also, I don't know if your experience, but there were a lot of like parents at the frats, and I would be like, y'all really just out here with your kids? Like, my parents would never. I don't know, and I can't generalize that, but my parents would never get sloshed with me at a frat party with men pissing everywhere.
My parents can go for like 30 minutes and then they're like, all right, I'm done. Like
a drink and
and it's like, but no.
Yeah, like my friends were taking pictures with like full moms and dads.
See, that's also what I don't like is the fact that now I love Clemson, but there's always adults, always family. Like I'm like, I like that, but like at the frat parties and stuff, it's like,
leave it.
I just want to be like silly and fun and not get judged by someone's mom that's like 80 years old and looking at me like I have 12 heads. Like,
real. No, that's so real. Cause I'm like trying to walk around. I'm literally like a little Kevin McAllister, like, Mom, Mom, like trying to find my friends. And then there were these like full like dads being like, hey, guess my age. And I said, I'm leaving. You have kids.
Like, hang out with them.
Leave me.
And don't talk to me.
Alone. There's a reason my parents aren't here. Leave me alone. It was just kind of like a very icky thing for me. I don't appreciate it. And I don't know if they get in free or they have to pay or
not.
They
do get in free.
I think it's crazy.
I know. And I know like a lot of like dads especially will like come back and be like, this is my frat. And I'm like,
I built this house with my 2 bare hands.
Like,
no, you didn't, Kyle.
I'm like,
like, okay, you hired a contractor. Like, it's ridiculous. People are so like, it's all about money. It's all like their alumni status. Like, it just makes
everything's about money. Like IPTAY and all of that.
Yeah, it makes me ill. So, anyways, to get off my little soapbox, that's what I did on Saturday. And then Sunday, I went to like this little preach off because I'm Lutheran, and we went to this church in Greenville, and we had a cute little breakfast before with all like my church friends. And I wanted to shout out my church friends and my pastor, Pastor Josh, because they watch every episode. They watch every episode.
They hear all of my boy problems. Please give me advice, I'll take it.
Anything you heard before this part, ignore it. You did not need to hear it, and I'm really sorry that you heard it. But they watch every episode, and I think it's really sweet. So
we love our supporters.
We really appreciate it. Love you. We got all my church friends and the bus driver squad.
I don't bring much to the table because I be talking too much, so I don't need.
We're not advertising the show at all for a reason. Y'all don't need to see this. Maybe one day we'll make an episode that we could send to family, but that won't be today's.
Honestly, I feel like we just like talk so much in depth about our lives that like I don't want people that I know.
Maybe we need to learn when to stop talking. Oh, but.
Not today.
Not today. That day's not today.
I'm sorry.
We're just 2 women. We're merely girls, actually. Your Honor, she's just a girl. So we'll never stop talking.
Just a little girl.
Just a little girl. But anyways, shout out to you guys. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving opinions, hot takes, traditions, whatever it may be. So when are you going home for Thanksgiving? Who's going to be there? Like, give me the general idea.
I don't know if this happens to you or any of our watchers, but my professors love to say, we don't have class the entire week this week. I'm like, I already booked my $200 flight on Wednesday when I could be going home on Sunday.
Yeah. They decide so last minute too. Like luckily I don't have that problem because I can just drive home. But like there are so many of my friends that live really far away that are like, well, I can't afford a flight because if I got it, it would be too last minute. And like my professors don't tell me. Like one of my professors today was like, I'll figure out class maybe like tomorrow or something. They can't get a flight and they can't miss the class because it's mandatory attendance. So what do you want us to do?
Exactly, and that's like my biggest problem. So I booked my flight. I do this every year. I book it on Wednesday, and my flight is at 6 a.m. in Atlanta because I have a hair appointment at 2 p.m. So I need to get home. You know, I'm getting new hair. So yeah, guys,
exciting.
My hair's about to be down to my butt. So
new hair, new
when
Lexi.
It's long, it was always long. It's real. It's not fake. You know.
Yeah, real.
I don't know what it is. I think it's from India or horsehair.
It's pretty.
Thanks.
So we'll see her with some new hair when she comes back.
Yay. And
so exciting.
Yeah, my roots will be done, thankfully. But,
so that's Monday. You're flying out.
So now I decided, I called my mom when I was driving here, and I was like, Mom, like, I really want to come home earlier. Like, is there any chance? And she's like, yeah, like, I'll pay it. Just, like, don't tell Dad. And I was like, oh, okay, perfect. So I'm gonna, on Sunday, I'll probably fly home.
Okay.
And then...
How much additional money do you
So
think it's
to
gonna be?
change, it depends, because I changed it already, because I made the flight for like midday on Wednesday, and then I realized my hair appointment's at 2, can't do that, so then I made it for 6 a.m., which was $100, so then I'll have to probably pay another. My mom's like, I'll do it, like, it's fine, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
If you must.
I'm like, she's like, well, I would like you home for longer. I'm like,
that's really sweet.
okay.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. But since you're driving, like, when are you leaving?
Okay, so I'm leaving, I think I'm gonna leave Monday, because professors are still kind of like,
wishy-washy,
class, no class.
yeah.
Actually, take that back. I think I'm gonna leave Tuesday because I still don't know if I have class or not. So I would love if they could make that decision. Adding my teachers right now, all in my Monday classes.
How many classes do you have on Mondays?
3.
Same.
It's my like busiest day. Like I'm back to back to back. So 2 of them are already canceled, and 1 of them is like on the fence.
It's like at that rate,
I'm
just
not
cancel
going.
it.
I'm not going.
Like,
So I think I'm gonna stay Monday just because, you know, I don't
it's
care.
nice because you just have to drive, you
Yeah,
know?
it's
So you
just
don't
a
really
drive.
have to plan that much.
Exactly.
Which is
So
nice.
I think I'm gonna go home Tuesday, wake up Tuesday morning, because it's like about 4 hours for me.
Okay, yeah,
and I have
yeah.
a dog, so
Aw.
she keeps me company. It doesn't feel too bad. Go home Tuesday, and then I did a recount because I wrote in my notes that I'm having 20 people at Thanksgiving. I'm having 21 people at Thanksgiving this year in our house.
Oh, you guys host?
Yeah. No, so we never used to host before, but I used to be at my dad's mom, so my grandmother's house, and then she passed away in 2020, and so we were like, oh, we'll just do it here and then have that family over. Well, since then, a lot of kids have been born, apparently, and a lot of people get married. Like, that's
Who does that?
That's kind of crazy, to be honest. So it's going to be me, my mom and dad, my grandma, and that's kind of the original family.
Yeah.
So we went from a family of 4 to 21, like that. And then I have my 2 aunts, an uncle, 1 cousin on one side, 2 other cousins, and 1 husband, their 3 children, my brother, my sister-in-law, their 3 children, my sister, and my brother-in-law. 21.
Oh, see, because the in-laws,
The
that's where it
in-laws,
comes into
the
play.
there's 6
the children.
kids, and then my dog, so 22, because she's my baby.
Wait, so how does she do on the car ride?
She does fine.
Oh.
She's completely fine. Like, she loves the car. If anything, like, if she were to ever get out of my house and I'm like, oh my God, where's my dog? She ran away. She'd be sitting at the car because she's like, where are we going? So I feel very fine with
Yeah.
her. She like has a bone. I give her like a toy every hour, like a toddler. I'm like, okay, new toy, you know, like
Preparing for a child.
yeah,
you know?
just in case. But she's really good. So yeah, I'm excited to go home and see everybody. But we have 2 houses because my mom and dad live next door to my grandma.
Oh.
So we'll be in both
that's
houses.
kinda nice.
And then my brother lives around the block.
Oh, so
very
everyone's so close. Oh,
yes.
that's so nice.
So like I'll be in a house with like people I'm not very close to, but it'll be fine because I will be home.
Yes.
So I'm excited. What about you? Who's coming to the table?
So Thanksgiving's kind of weird when you got divorced parents, but I forced them to stay together. So every year my dad's brother and his family always hosts. So my dad's brother's wife, who's I guess my dad's sister-in-law, my mom and her are like BFFs, like treat each other like blood-related sisters. So she always invites my mom. And my uncle obviously always invites our family. And so my dad's always like, I can't escape this woman. Like my mom's always at Thanksgiving, she's at Christmas, and Christmas, like my mom isn't Catholic, so she just comes because I force her to. Like every year she's like, I don't think I'm gonna come, and I'm like, you're coming. Like you have no choice.
Yeah.
And she's like, so Lexi said I have to be here. And
I'm just
like,
trying to be supportive.
I'm like, ha ha ha. And so my dad's like, this year it'll be different every year. And I'm like,
okay.
I'm like, Dad, you can't get rid of her. You have 3 kids with her, like, and a dog.
totally.
So And so, yeah, so we go to my aunt's. My aunt has her side of the family over, so that's like 2 families, and then my family. It's a nice, like, small group. We've been doing it forever, but I hate Thanksgiving food.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's a real.
like,
I'm so glad we're on the same page with that.
I'm so not a Thanksgiving person.
I'm not either. At least favorite holiday, for sure.
I feel like,
I don't want to eat. I want to be skinny.
and also, like, I feel like after 2 bites, I'm literally, like, out to here. I'm like, is it just, like, the idea of Thanksgiving that gets me? And, like,
it's like carbs. There's so many, and, like, I'm not like carbs, like, balanced plate. You know, like, I just don't want to eat that much. Like, okay, I'm curious to see what's different because I come from a very Southern food household.
Okay.
And I know you come from a New York household.
New York.
So what are your favorite Thanksgiving foods?
Okay, so
What has to be on the table?
Okay, so there's this applesauce that my aunt's mom makes. So we're not related at all, but like we're, you know. And so she makes it with like real apples, cinnamon. Oh my god, it is to die for. That's literally the only thing on my plate. Like I'm like the second I see the applesauce, I'm like in class take the bowl. In class today, my professor's like, "What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?"
Applesauce?
I'm like, I need the participation points. I'm like, if I'm gonna be honest, I hate Thanksgiving, but applesauce. And she's like, okay. I'm like,
She
you
thinks
don't
it's like
get
a
it.
Mott's
I know.
jar of
Yeah, I'm like, you
applesauce.
don't understand. But like, my uncle is really good at cooking like steaks and burgers and like grilling and all of that. But when it comes to like turkey, it's always dry. Sorry, Uncle Chris. And there's like broccoli green bean casserole, and I'm like,
no.
Like
Green bean casserole?
the mac and cheese is always dry. I'm like, yeah, like that's the thing.
Where's the flavor?
Is like, we need someone to come in and like spice up the food. But what about you? What's on your table?
Okay, so it's really hard for me because I'm gluten-free, and so every year I really never ate anything, but we would have like those green beans with the like potatoes, like the full cooked potatoes in them, and I just eat the potatoes out of it. And then I think we would have like honey baked ham, and so like it was a very like nothing plate. I had nothing. And so, but recently, my mom has tried to make it more inclusive.
Yeah, I was gonna
for
say,
me.
like, alternatives.
She's really good about making more food. So like I've been eating. She had sweet potato casserole.
Yes.
Which is like some people do like the
Do you have
marshmallows.
the marshmallows?
Yeah, I think we do. I can't remember because it was my first time having it last year. But we did. I think we did the toasted like marshmallows at the top. I could just eat the marshmallows. That's good.
It's literally a dessert. I'm like,
so good. Honey baked ham. Yeah, we don't really do turkey because it's just not.
It never hits.
It's not
And
good.
you could put gravy on it, but like it's still dry.
Yeah, it's just not. I'm not a fan, and I'm not a huge meat fan in general. So like, I always get freaked out with like white meat, dark meat. Like I'm like, why are they different? Why?
I don't understand it.
Why are they chewy? Yeah. And why do I have to chew?
Why am I biting into a bone?
I'm not about to eat any food off the bone. That makes me a little like wings kind of freak me out a little bit.
Really?
Like the taste, mentally, like the skin, like wonderful. But as soon as I put my teeth on a bone,
Okay, when I think about it, I literally can't eat it, so I try not to. When I'm eating wings, I have to be really hungry and in the mood for them,
Yeah.
so I could be like,
That makes sense.
and then like not.
Devour.
But then if like I'm really looking at it, I'm like,
if I see the bone, I'm like,
so this is a limb.
so this is someone's arm. Like it makes me.
I'm like, oh my god.
It makes me scared. So I'm not a huge like meat fan in general, but I do make the deviled eggs. I'm always in charge of making the deviled eggs, which I love. I don't know if that's
I've
just
heard
Southern
of
thing.
them. I've just never had one.
We'll make them. We'll bring them to the studio.
Our Friendsgiving.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We'll bring them in the
Wait,
studio.
I'm gonna try to make you some gluten-free like cornbread.
Oh my gosh.
Because I love cornbread.
I love cornbread. So good.
Wait, have you been gluten-free for like ever?
Yeah, since I was 3.
Wow.
So it's the only thing I've ever really known. The only thing I can remember is like Cheerios. And I've had them like maybe 2-3 years ago and got really sick. But they were so good. They're really good. So yeah, deviled eggs are great. And then any form of potatoes. Mashed potatoes, the little potatoes and the beans. Like, I don't care. Sweet potatoes.
Give me
Sweet
a
potatoes.
Give me a potato
Give me
and
a
I'm
carb.
happy.
I love. And honestly, why don't we just bring like French fries to the function?
Why do we need to go for like the what's the word? Like
the traditional Thanksgiving approach.
like harvest. Like I don't really like fall food.
No,
I really don't.
No, I'm not eating. This goes to what's my least favorite food. I'm not a green bean fan. Green bean casserole. I've never had green bean casserole, but I'm gonna say it's safe to assume that I'm not eating a green bean. You put it on my plate, and was like,
There's no way to make green beans taste good. I'm sorry.
No, there's not. I'm like, I'll eat them if I have to. And I'll maybe put, like, we used to do little sliced almonds on them, and they were really good because that kind of takes away from the consistency of a bean. But not a fan. Cranberry sauce, I was looking up, like, foods that normal people have on Thanksgiving. Cranberry sauce I've never had, but I don't like the consistency.
The fact that it comes out of a jar.
And it shakes.
My mom makes, though, this, like, cranberry tart, and it's, like, this, and this side of the family eats it up. Like, my mom's side of the family never eats it, but I've never really tried it, and it's basically, like, on the inside it's cranberries and stuff, but on the outside it's, like, nice and, like, kind of granola consistency, so it's crunchy.
Chewy.
But, like, it's so good. Like,
what's chewy in it?
It's okay, so the inside is the cranberry part. I gotta get my mom to, like, send me a pic, because you don't understand until
Because what am I biting into?
Honestly, I thought that my whole life, and I would never eat it, and she's like, eat it, and I'm like, okay.
I'm like, I'll try it. It's funny what, like, you, like, will not do as a kid, like, absolutely will not eat as a kid, and then you're like, oh, I'll try it when I'm older, because your mom's like, hey, coincidentally, let's just try this real quick, and you're like, this is good. This is what y'all been doing this whole time? Like, dressing. That's kind of how I feel about dressing. I'm like, this is good.
See, me as a kid, and honestly still now, I'm very stubborn. So, like, if I know I don't like something, I really don't want to try it. Like, I don't branch out.
Yeah.
But, like, I'll try, so, like, every 2 months, I'll try sushi again, and I'm like, nope, still don't like it.
Pass.
My family loves sushi, and I don't. It grosses me out.
I try it. I like you said, I try it maybe, like, once every 3 years or something, and then I'm like, I can't do this. It's just not for me.
Wait, can you have rice? That's such
yes,
okay.
I can.
I'm like, what's gluten? What's not?
No, literally, my roommates ask me something new every day. Like, today, my roommate was like, can you have Pop-Tarts? I was like, nope. Aww. Same as yesterday. Nope.
They're like lettuce, I guess.
I mean, literally, people are always like, so what can you eat? And I'm like, grass.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to say?
I know. Yeah. Like, let me start listing everything I can eat.
Water. I actually don't eat.
We're skinny. We're losing 10 pounds and we're keeping it off.
Thank you, Thanksgiving holidays. No, but that and beets. We always have beets, like sliced beets.
Yeah. Not a fan.
No. I don't think anybody is. I think my dad said he liked them once to my grandma, and they're at every function.
Yep.
They're at every function, every family thing. And then my dad recently was like, I don't have the heart to tell her that I actually really do not eat beets and do not like them. So
I guess they're just gonna sit there uneaten.
Yeah.
He puts them on the plate and then they go in the garbage.
Literally, and I think they come out of the same jar because she puts them back in the same like jar, puts them in the fridge, then puts them back out, puts them back in the same jar. Like, it's just like
a repetitive cycle.
It is. But I mean, yeah, Thanksgiving is not my favorite holiday. However, Black Friday is. Black Friday is where I shine.
I love Black Friday.
So what's your Thanksgiving. I do the like Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and the dog show. We eat nothing else really the rest of the day. Like 5 a.m. Friday, Black Friday shop.
Honestly, it kind of depends for me, depending on, like, my sister will be home this year for Thanksgiving, so, like, she's the big shop till she drops type of girl. My mom hates Black Friday, like, she does work on Black Friday, but she would rather, like, go shopping online when she doesn't know how to use the internet, which you do need to learn.
Yeah.
When you watch this,
the bare minimum.
And she's like, I just like Cyber Monday. I'm like, you don't even know how to use the internet. Like, how do you
even use Amazon, girl?
I'm like, no, she can't. She'll text me and be like, can you order this for me? I'm like, Mom, it's the same thing every time.
Aww.
Yeah, it's cute until it's annoying.
Yeah. Write it out. Like, write her little steps list. Go home and then say,
we've done everything.
Tutorial. And you're doing it right now.
If I gave her my computer, she would be like,
which one's the mouse?
Like, how do I get to the internet? Like, that's like, love you, Mom, but you're a little slow. Yeah.
That's kind of sad, but
Black Friday is like sometimes. I do like to go early in the morning because I feel like it's the aesthetic of Black Friday.
I'm like in my sweatpants and my glasses, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just here to shop.
I'm shopping till I drop.
I'm here for some deals, you know? Like, I love to go to Target. I love to go to Walmart.
How are their deals? I never go there.
It depends what you want. So if you want like electronics, like it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think one year my like brother wanted a TV or something, and so we were like getting on it. Last year my aunt wanted an air fryer, so like kitchen appliances really quick. They always have at Walmart, they have little like Pyrex dishes that are like dirt cheap. They go from like the glass ones that are like $50 to like $10. So people are like,
oh wow, like
elbowing to get boxes in the car. Like it's a very
okay.
Like one year when we went to Walmart and we were waiting on the like sides, you stand in the middle of the aisle and you wait, and then they say go, and you like basically like start running in the store essentially, and people were
I would beat someone up.
People were fighting, they were elbowing, they were pushing, they were like cussing us out. Like we got to the checkout line and there was this lady who like I guess cut in front of the other lady behind us, and then they got in a cussing match, and then my dad got involved in the cussing match, and he was like, bleep, 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 you, bleep and bleep, bleep. Like, it was just so bad. It's so bad.
Hasn't it, like, happened on Black Friday where, like, people will, like, pull out a gun and start, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I didn't even think about that. No.
Yeah, you're like, maybe you shouldn't be bleep bleeping.
Maybe I won't be Black Friday shopping. No, it's just, like, it's a scary environment. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to know what you want when you go in.
1,000,000%.
Very polite to the employees, staff. Like,
I would hate to work on Black Friday.
Could not imagine. Could not be me. I've never worked in retail when I had to work in the holiday season. Thank God.
I've never worked in retail, like whenever, like, so I would be so stressed. Like, I just wouldn't be able to do it.
No. I mean, so I worked retail, but I worked at Walgreens, if you consider that retail. Yeah. And I took off, like, months in advance.
You're like, I know this day is not for me.
This isn't for me. And it's Walgreens. Like, what am I expecting?
What are they gonna,
they're not gonna
people are like, give me the tampons. Like,
literally, they don't need anything that bad. CeraVe, toilet paper, a magazine. No, they don't need anything that bad. So I don't know why I was that concerned. But like some of the bigger stores like that, or like malls, or like we have like outlet stores like Tanger Outlets. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We go there all the time. But like it's just like not a thing I would go to
crazy.
At opening 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
No.
It's one of my favorites. I love the thrill. I love a shopportunity. I love a shopportunity. I love to buy things for people. So I'm excited. But I'm not excited to wake up early, and I'm not excited for meeting people. So be nice to your employees, the people that work at the stores. They deserve it. They want Thanksgiving and good holidays just like you do, so
don't make it awful for them.
Honestly, yeah. And I think honestly that kind of wraps it up. So in conclusion, be nice and have a safe holiday. And when we see Lexi, she'll have longer hair. She'll be glowing. When we see you, you're gonna be full of gifts and amazing. Oh, and maybe with child. Not pregnant. I'm like, oh, I thought we weren't having a child. Surprise! Bloated. But yeah, we'll be off next week. Yes. So we'll have to recap our Thanksgiving and everything the week after. Yeah, big weekend and Thanksgiving recap. And we'll miss you guys so much, but have a great holiday. And we love you.